Hello, today I'm looking at Majjhima number 128, 128, the Upakkilesa Sutta, and that's translated as imperfections. And the location is variously Kosambi in Gossitas Park, and the village of Pali Canon and the Eastern Bamboo Park. And the persons mentioned are Buddha, the Blessed One, various monks, and also the Venerable Bhikkhus or Bhaju, and Venerable Anuruddha, the Venerable Nandiya, and the Venerable Kimbila. And it starts with saying, on this occasion, the bhikkhus or monks at Kosambi had taken to quarrelling and brawling, deep in dispute. And one monk went to Buddha and asked him to go to these quarrelling monks out of compassion, and Buddha assented. So Buddha went to the quarrelling monks and told them to stop quarrelling and brawling, but got the reply, "Let the Blessed One live at ease in pleasant abiding. We will take our own responsibility for this quarrelling and brawling." Buddha persisted, asking 3 times to assist with quelling the monks, but with no result. So he departed. Interesting. So the next day, after alms round in Kosambi, Buddha returned to his resting place and uttered the following verse. So I didn't actually transcribe this, so I'll just read it out because it's quite worth hearing, I think, or knowing. So Buddha starts with, "When many voices shout at once, none considers himself a fool. Though the Sangha or assembly is being split, none thinks himself to be at fault. They have forgotten thoughtful speech. They talk obsessed by words alone. Uncurbed their mouths, they bawl at will. None knows what leads him so to act. He abused me, he struck me, he defeated me, he robbed me. In those who harbour thoughts like these, hatred will never be allayed. He abused me, he struck me, he defeated me, he robbed me. In those who do not harbour thoughts like these, hatred will readily be allayed. For in this world, hatred is never allayed by further acts of hate. It is allayed by non-hatred. This is the fixed and ageless law. Those others do not recognize that here we should restrain ourselves, but those wise ones who realize this at once end all enmity. Breakers of bones and murderers, those who steal cattle, horses, wealth, those who pillage the entire realm, when even these acts can act together, why can you not do so too? If one can find a worthy friend, a virtuous, steadfast companion, then overcome all threats of danger and walk with him content and mindful. But if one finds no worthy friend, no virtuous, steadfast companion, then, as a king leaves his conquered realm, walk like an elephant in the woods alone. Better it is to walk alone. There is no companionship with fools. Walk alone and do no evil, at ease like an elephant in the woods." So that's the end of that verse, or stanza, or poem that Buddha relates. So after saying this, Buddha proceeded to Pali Canon, where he met up with the Venerable Bhikkhus, exchanged pleasantries, gladdened Venerable Bhikkhus's heart with a Dhamma talk, and then proceeded to the Eastern Bamboo Park. And there he met with the Venerables Anuruddha, Nandiya, and Kimbala. He exchanged courtesies and pleasantries, then asked Anuruddha how he finds it living with 2 other monks. Anuruddha replies, "We live together by loving kindness, bodily, verbal and mental, both inwardly and outwardly, by setting aside what I wish to do and do what my venerable friends wish to do. We are different in body, but one in mind." Buddha likes the response, hopes that they all abide diligent, ardent and resolute, which Anuruddha says they do. And Buddha asks, "And how do you live together, diligent, ardent and resolute?" Anuruddha replies, "By looking after each other. Whoever returns first with alms food, he prepares the seats, sets out water for drinking, puts the refuse bucket in place. Whoever returns last eats any eats any leftover food or throws it away, puts away the seats, washes out the refuse bucket, sweeps out the refectory, takes care of the drinking water, takes care of the latrine, and if it needs emptying, calls upon one of us to help, if it is too heavy. All this is done by hand signals, so we do not break out into speech. But every 5 days we sit together all night, discussing the Dhamma. That is how we abide diligent, ardent and resolute." Buddha congratulates them and then asks Anuruddha if they have attained any superhuman states, a distinction in knowledge and vision worthy of the noble ones, a comfortable abiding. Anuruddha replies, "We perceive both light and vision of forms, but soon after the light and vision of forms disappear, and we're not sure why." Buddha replies that he experienced the same phenomenon when he was unenlightened, suggesting that it was due to doubt arising in him, and because of that doubt his concentration fell away, and the visions disappeared. They also disappeared because of inattention, which caused his concentration to fall away. Also, the same thing happened when sloth and torpor arose in him, and his concentration fell away. Also, when panic and fear arose, and the concentration fell away. When elation arose, concentration fell away. The same thing too when inertia arose. Also, excess of energy, deficiency of energy, longing arose, perception of diversity, so that's the butterfly mind, excessive meditation upon forms, so that's to counter the butterfly mind. Also, if he attended to light, he did not see forms, or attended to forms but did not perceive light, or perceived limited light and saw limited forms, or immeasurable light and immeasurable forms. This, Buddha said, I consider is caused by having limited concentration or immeasurable concentration. So, Buddha continued, when I understood all these things as being imperfections of the mind, I abandoned them. I abandoned doubt, inattention, sloth and torpor, fear or panic, elation, inertia, excess of energy, deficiency of energy, longing, perceptions of diversity, excessive meditation upon forms. Then, therefore, I developed concentration in 3 ways. Concentration with applied and sustained thought. Then without applied thought and with sustained thought only. Then without applied thought and without sustained thought. I developed concentration with rapture. Then I developed concentration without rapture. Then I developed concentration accompanied by enjoyment. Then I developed concentration accompanied by equanimity. So that's basically stepping through the meditative jhana states. Buddha continued, "Then the knowledge and vision arose in me. My deliverance is unshakable. This is my last birth. Now there is no more renewal of being." And this is what the Blessed One said. The Venerable Anuruddha was satisfied and delighted in the Blessed One's words. And that's the end of Majjhima number 128, the Upakkilesa Sutta. Thanks for watching.